of the Shemitah. We have a 7-year cycle. We're in the beginning, second day of the second year, 5784. We just finished the first year of a Shemitah, which is the first year, 5783. 5782, if you want to get your little calculator out on your phone, divide it by 7, it will divide evenly by 7. Okay? So it gives you 8 remainder 2 if you do 5784. It gives you 7 with no remainder. It'll give you perfect 7-year cycles ended that year. Very important for you to understand a 7-year cycle, because when you are trying to do things out of sync with God, it's always going to be harder, if not impossible. So you want to get in rhythm with God. You don't want to get in rhythm with me, except for the fact that I'm trying to get in rhythm with God, right? So you might want to get in rhythm with me because I'm getting in rhythm with God. Amen? So you want to follow those who are following God, following Christ, following those things, okay? So the first year of a Shemitah is the year of planting, is the year of seed. It's also the year of the Aleph, or the beginnings of the breath, the beginnings of the Aleph. So that's where oftentimes you don't see a lot of growth in that first year because it's a planting year. So look back over your year. You may see a little good things that are going on for you, but now you're beginning the second year. The second year is the number 2. The number 2 is what God started his Bible with. Before he said light be, everything was invisible. There was no visible creation, but there was God. God was before light be, right? So, but everything was invisible. Everything was invisible. So in the first year of a Shemitah, God is trying to get you to know him, right? So he does that with his 7-year cycle. So this past year, you may have felt like, what's going on? What's going on? But you've been faithful. You've been faithful to sow. You've been faithful to sow seed. And you've been faithful through this year. All of you almost have been regulars at church. If you've been online, you've been regularly watching. And sometimes you're like, I'm not seeing it grow. Well, you're about to see it. Okay? You're about to begin to see it. Say, begin to see it. All right? The one thing I've taught over the years is you don't want to harvest when everything is just a tiny little seedling. So when you begin to see it, don't start digging it up. God's got more behind it. So the second year, when you say 2. Second year is the year of the house. This is where God starts to lay the foundations of something he's going to build for you. It's also the year of sonship. What that means is that you're going to start to see in yourself more of Jesus. You're going to start to see that. Now this happens every 7 years, whether you see it or not. But you've probably never heard this teaching before, so you don't know how to see it. So now you're going to know how to see it. So pay close attention, because not only do you need to know how to see it, you don't have it until you're teaching it. So you got to read this over and over again, and you got to take this prophecy to all your Christian friends and everybody else who will hear it. Because you won't have it if you can't teach it. But that doesn't mean that it won't happen for you. It just means that you won't have it. You want to have it. You don't want to be given a gift. You don't want somebody sitting next to you to be given a gift so that you can admire it in their house. You want to receive the gift to yourself because it's here and it's here for you. The gift isn't just the word. The gift is the word embodied that you can give to someone else. So that's what sonship means. The second year, you're going to begin to see the type of harvest that God is going to begin to show you. So I look back over my year and Pastor Andy's year last year, we experienced the birth of a grandson. We experienced, growth in our own ministries. The prison ministry grew. Cuba came back to us after the pandemic. Our personal marriage is growing, and God has given us a rebirth and strength in that. And it's going to be even better. Now we're going to see real fruit of it this year. Real breakthrough in it this year. So the way you think of that second year is the baby is born. The baby is born. You now can see the baby. Think of the first year as the baby is in the womb. The third year, which will be next year, is the year of the Gimel, or the year of walking. It's when everything will begin to walk. And you'll begin to see it, so you think of it as the second part. You see the seedling come up, but then you start to see the seedling mature in that third year. And the baby walks, and you'll start to see, like, where's the baby going? You'll start to see the direction of what's going on. The walking will begin to go, okay? The fourth year, what God is growing in you will begin to not only walk, it'll be able to carry weight. It'll begin to be able to serve others. It'll also open doors for you. It will open doors for you. For those of you who have ears to hear, I've walked through the Aleph, the Bet, the Gimel, and now I'm in the Dalet. This is what gives me the insight to be able to translate what God is speaking to me in the Shemitah. The fifth year becomes supernatural multiplication, where not only is the baby walking, not only is the baby carrying weight, not only is the doors beginning to open to you, but now in the fifth year things begin to multiply and really grow. Anybody in here have faith and ears to hear? Will you agree with this prophecy that's coming to you this year? Because you have to receive it to have it. You have to receive it to have it. You don't want to think you have something when you don't have it. In order to have it, you got to ask for it. Amen. So that fifth year begins to multiply. The sixth year is the year of the harvest. It's where you begin to gather. The sixth year is the year of the Vav. It's the year of work. Harvest is the hardest working year. You're going to be annoyed because your harvest is going to be so great, because it's going to be hard work to bring it in. But that is also the year that you gather seed for the next Shemitah. But you know, the reason you're going to be able to work through that year is because you know you got a year of rest coming after it. Because that seventh year, you watch God move. You watch God work. You watch what God blesses as you still have seed in the field that you couldn't harvest. And that's going to be a year not only of rest, but a year where other people will be able to reap the incredible benefits from seed you've sown and from revelation you've had and your ability to walk this out. Now, it is my personal belief that should the Lord come, we will see it at the Rosh Hashanah at the beginning of a Shemitah. So I believe that that's a potential at the end of that seventh year that Yeshua could return. I believe he could return on any Rosh Hashanah, because I don't have 100% faith in the fact that man put the right number of years on this thing. But I'm going with it, trusting that God has the right number of years. But I don't trust man, I trust God. So I'm going to look up every Rosh Hashanah. Amen? Does that make sense? So that's what the Lord gave me this morning. Give the Lord a hand clap.